A six-figure settlement has been reached now in a federal civil rights case brought against the Village of Gowanda.
How you doing? Can I help you? Aren't you supposed to be 25 feet from the door? Can't be enforcing the law and then breaking the law all in one stroke, you know? Makes you a hypocrite.
Have a nice day, sir. Settlement is for $775,000.
Is this restricted here, or I can come in here?
It's a public building. If you have business.
Yeah, I want to get a complaint form for a police officer. What's your name? Sir?
I'll get it with the complaint form.
Can I give you your name?
Have a nice day.
I can't get your name?
You'll get it.
Yeah,
Don't hold that door.
What's your name? Dude. Spell your last name.
Sorry?
How do you spell your last name?
Hotnich. Hotnich.
Hey Sean, do you know what the Right to Know Act is?
This place has got a history, this PD has had a history going back 40 years of having some officers that act that way.
Did police officers go too far when they entered a man's house without a search warrant?
Listen, y'all, these kids want to act up in school, want to go to school and embarrass you, want to make like they ain't got no home training. So I told my son, don't go to school embarrassing no more. I'll take care of you, son. I give you anything you want. I discipline you. But you're going to embarrass me like this? No, so now I'm going to cut his hair.
Oh, I got to ask you.
Hey,
do me a favor. Wait for the SWAT guys.
Now I saw you were in a restricted area. Now I want your identification.
You're not getting it.
Don't embarrass me. I told him, don't embarrass me. No.
How you doing?
Can I help you?
Aren't you supposed to be 25 feet from the door?
I guess I could be. Sorry.
Well, it should be by law, right?
If I offended you in any way.
No, it's not offended. I'm just, you're law enforcement. You know. Can't be enforcing the law and then breaking the law all in one stroke, you know? Makes you a hypocrite.
Have a nice day, sir. I can read your name by chance?
No thanks. Is this restricted here, or I can come in here?
It's a public building. If you have business.
Yeah, I want to get a complaint form for a police officer.
Oh, then you'd have to go down the hall.
Yep.
And take a right and talk to the girls in the office.
Clerk's office?
Right there.
Gotcha. And they have police officer complaint forms?
I believe they do.
Can I get your name? Sir?
I'll get it with the complaint form.
Can I give you your name?
Have a nice day.
I can't get your name?
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Don't hold that door.
What's your name? Dude. What in the heck? Excuse me.
Hi, you were there. You were right.
Oh, this side.
Yeah.
I just walked up over there and I ran into a police officer over there. I asked him for his name. He's refusing to give his name. older gentleman. So I'm not sure what to do with that. How do we get his name?
Our police officer that's there right now.
Yeah. He just won't give his name out. I asked him for a complaint form. He said to come up here to get a complaint form. Then I asked him what his name was, so if I could put a complaint on him. He's trying to stop the process. I don't know.
Sean Hotnich? I'm kind of surprised by that, actually. That's the one you need right there.
This is the one for the
Yes.
police department. And the officer's name is, what was it?
Sean?
Sean.
I think so. I'm not.
It's an older gentleman.
Is that how-
Right here. Right here. What's this guy's name?
Oh yeah, Sean.
Sean. What's his last
Hotnick.
name? What is it?
Hotnick.
Hotnick?
Yes.
Does he have a badge number?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he does, but I don't know what it is.
Got you. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you the clerk? Sean over here doesn't want to identify himself.
Okay.
He wants 2 houses done or what?
You want them both connected?
Yep, they would. So how they currently run is they all splice off of one well line anyways. So we would do the same thing. We'd come to the middle of the houses and then branch them off from there.
Okay.
Sean, how do you spell your last name?
Sorry?
How do you spell your last name?
Hotnich. And NICH.
I know how they're run now. Is they're run off of one.
Yeah, from a well. Yeah. If we have to shut one off or the other one off, then we can do that.
Officer Sean Hotnich went ahead and investigated me filling out a complaint for about 5 minutes and 40 seconds before he realized that, well, that was probably a waste of taxpayers' fund and took off. Leave a comment in the comment section what you think about that action in itself. All right, I'm all set now. So I got 2 things here. One is a FOIL request for the body camera footage that he was recording over there.
Okay.
He didn't give me his name. I think I spelled it right.
Where is it? Oh, Sean Hotnick.
Hotnick?
H-O-T.
I didn't see him on See-Through New York, so I didn't see his salary or how to look him up on there. Is he paid through the village?
Mhm.
Or is it through like
Hotnick,
the
I
sheriff's
think-
county? Or
I'm pretty sure that's spelled. I think it's a C. I'd have to look it up. Do I have something?
if you could, just so I could get it right spelled, because I tried looking it up on See-Through New York, I couldn't find it. And it is awful strange, Erie County Fam, because there is no Hotnich listed in any New York State government listing for salaries. And unfortunately, he wouldn't identify or his name's covered. I think that's a little...
N-I-C-H. I thought there was a C in there. H-O-T-N-I.
I better fix that on here so that Sean knows. Can you just spell the last name for me? So
H-O-T.
H-O-T.
N-I-C-H.
I-C-H. All right. And we don't know a badge number. All right, so
No.
now I have the police complaint form. Do I turn that in with you, or do
Yep.
I turn that in with the police department?
Nope, you can give it to me.
I can give that to
Yep.
you. I sign this right here in front of you then. And today's date is
27th.
27/25. All right, so in this complaint here, I approached the entrance of this building over here, the Village Hall side door. Nick, I spelled it wrong here. He was
That's
telling me
okay.
was smoking next to the door, violating New York State law, the New York State Open Air Act, in uniform. And I just simply mentioned to him, I said, law enforcement breaking the law in uniform makes cops look like hypocrites. You know what I mean? And he got rude with me, and then kind of dismissed me and walked away. And when I asked him his name, he refused to give me his name, violating the Right to Know Act in New York State, because we have the right to know who our police officers are. Yep. So he violated 2 laws there. And then the other one was by not, he slammed the door in my face there and wouldn't give it to me, obstructing the complaint process. That's at least 3 violations. Okay. So if I could just get a photocopy, a timestamp photocopy of that one and the other one.
You want copies of both of these?
Yeah, just for my record, if you don't mind.
Do you want body cam footage though? You want to pick it up, or you want
emailed?
Because you wrote your email here.
I would do either way. Sometimes they can Dropbox email it. If not, if it's got to go on a disc and I got to pick it up.
I don't know what Dropbox is, so.
No, I mean, like, sometimes they can email it and sometimes it has to go on a physical disc. Either way.
I think I can email it.
If you can email the body cam footage and I don't have to come back down,
I just
that's
checked
cool.
that box for you.
But if you can't and you got to put it on a disc or something, I got to pay for it, whatever it is, let me know.
Okay,
right?
I think we can email them, but okay.
Cool, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking on See-Through New York. Your guys would be paid through the Village of...
Through the Village of Gowanda. Yes.
Gowanda.
Yeah.
Villages, employer energy, Gowanda. And it's not like Gowanda doesn't report to See-Through New York, because they do, and they're reporting $878,000 in salaries. But if we scroll through here, and this is in alphabetical order, you can see Sean's definitely not in here. And it makes you wonder who else is missing in here. So there's not many, but I don't see him on here.
I don't know what that is you're looking at. So.
This is a website that shows everybody that works in Gowanda by alphabetical order and their salaries. It's something you can look up instantly. So that's why I was kind of confused that I didn't see him on here at all. So I was wondering, was his paycheck coming through like the county?
No.
And he's like deputy through the county, but got a contract with, so.
No, they're all paid from the village.
I wonder why that is. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, that's also on the full request for his salary and then his jacket. So, all right, thank you very much. Okay. I appreciate it. Are you the town clerk?
Full jacket.
What's that?
What is full jacket?
Full jacket is all complaint histories, records. It's called their jacket. Police officers, they should know what it means by jacket.
I fill foils, and I don't know what that means.
All right,
so that's
so
why I'm
jacket pretty much means everything. Like if they got complaint history, if their tardy history, their late history, any compliments. If civilians gave compliments, all his history of like his employment, pretty much as far as complaints, disciplinary records, stuff like that is considered the full jacket of a police officer.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Now for that FOIL request, it was turned in on the 27th of February. It was filled in full by the 3rd of March, which is technically the 3rd business day by noon. And like I gotta say, all departments are not created equal when it comes to FOIL, and this town gets an A+. The response time was by far quicker than most. I don't usually file complaints, but I think he deserved one. Yeah, I don't usually file complaints, but I think he deserved one. Not identifying, especially after asking for a complaint form and being caught doing something illegal. I think he earned that complaint, and I don't usually fill them out. So if you guys let me know what you think. We're going to see what they do about that complaint and see if they honor it or if they find nothing wrong doing. So I'll see you guys in the comment section. Of course, fam, we weren't going to let Sean escape that easy. We were going to go ahead and find out where he was and go ahead and peacefully redress my grievances with him personally. Because personally, fam, I know you and I are both sick and tired of law enforcement not enforcing the laws on themselves, and then not knowing the law. It's a big problem, and we here in New York, we got the Right to Know Act, and we have the right to know his name. So for him not to tell us his name is not only a violation of department policy, more than likely, it's a violation of the actual New York State law. But hey, you can run, but you can't hide from Mr. Erie County and the corruption cruiser. Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Do you know what the Right to Know Act is?
Excuse me? I got a meeting.
Do you know what the Right to Know Act is? in New York State?
I got a meeting.
The New York State law Right to Know Act is? I suggest you look that up.
I'll have to get back to you, sir.
The Right to Know Act means it's illegal for you not to give me your name when I ask for it.
Okay, well, again, I apologize for that.
Enjoy the complaint.
Again, I apologize for that.
Hey, Ben Shields.
Dan.
Hey, I'm the OIC here.
Who are you?
I'm the officer in charge.
Oh, okay,
Literally
okay.
just walked in the door. I had to do some, I'm off duty, obviously, but I had to take care of some housekeeping stuff. But what's going on?
Not much. I just come down here. I just come down here to.
I just saw the complaint form. Literally just showed it to me.
Yeah.
So.
No, I had to come down here. I was actually just walking off as I grabbed some photographs of the police vehicle, and then I was gonna grab a complaint form, show that I show that they're available, nice and easy to get a hold of, and that. And he was sitting right in the corner here, smoking a cigarette, and I just made a mention of like, hey, aren't you supposed to be?
Can you hang on one second?
Yeah.
My wife is very sick and
No,
is calling me.
go ahead, man. You're off duty.
Hello? How you doing, Pat? Right here. Okay. You all right? Okay. I like the voice. Sound like it.
Was that somebody's ringtone playing Bad Boys?
No, it's actually a song that I made on like GarageBand 10 years ago.
And he was sitting right in the corner here, smoking a cigarette, and I just made him.
It's the only thing that I can hear. Everything else is like, oh, it's just a radio playing. But if I play that, I hear my phone ring. So
Everybody else had the same ringer or something,
Yeah.
But no, I simply just mentioned, hey, aren't you supposed to be 25 feet from the door? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I put the cigarette out. I'm like, it kind of looks, when law enforcement is breaking the law, it just kind of makes you guys look like hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of dismissed me rudely in a way, like, yeah, okay, well, have a nice day, and walked away. And then when I asked him his name, he literally walked in there, wouldn't give me his name. I was like, I want to put a complaint in. Okay. And I wasn't going to put a complaint in, but the fact that he didn't put his, give me his name, and that's a violation of law, of the Right to Know Act. It's a violation, to impede the complaint process. Okay. Obstruct the complaint process, not give his name, and then obviously is a violation of smoking outside there. Okay. I'm not one to normally put in complaints because generally speaking, they never get anything done with them. You know what I mean? I got grabbed by an officer in East Aurora. I put in a complaint on their body camera. You can see the veins popping out of his hand when he grabbed my arm. You know what I'm saying? But they come back, oh, it's unfounded, and it's like, come on, man, this is the world we live in. But now that I'm here, I can show you the footage if you want to see it, or if you want to, I can put it on a disc or whatever.
Full disclosure, I got about 6 minutes though. Yeah. So what I would be happy to do is, can I get your number and info?
Yeah, if you got an email address, I'll email you a link to the video. That way you can take it on your leisure. I don't want to take up your 6 minutes. If you got shit to do, if your wife's sick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a. Actually, I got a pen right here. If you don't mind, I'll. How you doing, Pat?
Camera should be on this point down here, so.
Oh, excuse me.
All right.
Yeah, that way I can email you a footage uncut, unedited, nothing like that. But that way you can see what I'm talking about when the complaint's written. But I do a lot of work. I don't know if you know who I am.
I don't know.
I'm Dan in Erie County from auditing Erie County.
Oh, okay, I've heard of you then. Okay, yeah.
Just like I don't have anything against law enforcement. I don't have a bad view of them. I don't have that bad of experiences. But you know what I'm saying, like smoking by the door.
Well, I feel like you've been here before. Have you been here before, like a few years ago? I think you stopped by and looked at the police car, and the car was, the computer was shut and the car was clean, and then you said something to one of the officers about, glad that the car was clean and there was no personal information or sensitive information. It might not have been you. It could have been somebody else.
There was another guy who started a little bit doing stuff, but I was banned from police departments for 2 years.
Okay, gotcha. Right.
So this is the first time I've been allowed in the police station since January. But yeah, I've come to the town. I think I pinned the 3 towns together: North Collins, or North Collins, or something like that. But no, that's fine. I'll get you. I'll email it to you. My name is Dan.
What was your last name?
My last name is Warmus. It's WARMUS.
Yes, yeah, I know it was on. It's in there, but just so I.
Like the clerk said, she was surprised that he wouldn't give me his name. Like she must be more professional than that or something. But you know, like I don't know. I just I got a public video and I got to show him acting like that. And if I don't file a complaint, you know how it goes. Like I got a job to do.
I'm gonna break it down for you real quick, okay? Just in the interest of posterity, because I got to bounce. But this place has got a history. This PD has had a history going back 4 years of having some officers that act that way.
Did police officers go too far when they entered a man's house without a search warrant? We have their sworn testimony taken in a civil case. It was a big bust for Gowanda police. 30 pounds.
I have to take a quick second and address the audio in the original video that you might have seen yesterday and the audio today that I have to modify because YouTube went ahead and demonetized the video because we were talking about Mary Jane. Now he's talking about 30 pounds of Mary Jane. For the record, the reason that we're going to cut out the words and blur the stuff is for YouTube policy guidelines. I personally don't like censorship, but YouTube does. So anytime the word Mary Jane comes up or anything to do with Mary Jane, we're going to use the word green. And if you see Mary Jane blurred out on the screen, that's YouTube censorship.
30 pounds.
Green.
600
green.
Plants and a growing operation. It landed David Yezik in handcuffs, potentially facing years in prison.
But the charges against Yezik were dismissed, and the police operation is under a legal microscope. It's a story News 4 Investigates first brought you back in November of 2019.
Tonight, we're hearing from the Gowanda cops involved in the bust. Here's Luke Moretti.
For the first time.
I do.
Whoa, fam. Wait till you find out about Sean Hotnich. He's a total liar. He fabricates lies on police reports. He shouldn't be a cop at all. How is this man still a cop? Maybe that's why he's not on the list of people who work in Gowanda.
Police officers named in a federal lawsuit alleging the illegal search and seizure of a
sticky green
growing operation. This is Officer Sean Hotnich testifying under oath during a civil deposition.
You don't have a vendetta against Mr. Yezik, do you?
Absolutely not.
They walk right past this door.
The lawsuit was brought by Gowanda resident David Yezik, who claims his constitutional rights were violated. News 4 Investigates first reported the story in November 2019.
And they were yelling at me, consent to search.
Gowanda police were dispatched to Yezik's home in July 2018 after receiving an anonymous report of a noxious odor coming from his home. Yezik's home security system shows the officers pulling into the driveway. And after exiting the vehicle, the officers say they smelled a strong odor of
devil's lettuce
coming from Yezik's residence and loud music playing.
I had never smelled
green
outdoors that strongly.
Richard Cooper is the other Gowanda police officer on scene that day. News 4 Investigates also obtained his sworn testimony. The lawsuit alleges that the officers never had permission to enter Yezik's residence, but did so without a search warrant or exigent circumstances.
After I said hello, he said come in, and we stepped in.
The crux of the legal case centers around Yezik's Fourth Amendment rights, whether police had the legal authority to enter his residence, search, seize, and arrest him. Yezik's security footage shows Officer Cooper opening a screen door that leads to a mudroom in the back of the residence, then knocking a few times on a metal-gated door that was partially opened. According to the incident report, police were allowed entry to the residence by Yezik. Hotnich is questioned about that.
It says patrol was allowed entry to the residence by Yezik. Was that true?
No, sir. After I said hello, he said come in, and we stepped in.
That's right, Erie County fam. There's Sean, lying on depositions, lying on police reports to get fake warrants, and still lying and breaking the law.
The Yezik security footage shows both officers entering the mudroom after the gated door was pushed open.
At the time you crossed that threshold, you did not have permission to enter, correct?
No, we didn't. After I said hello, he said come in, and we stepped in.
Okay, and you did not have a search warrant?
No, we did not.
Okay, and you did not have probable cause?
Well, the odor was the probable cause.
Cooper, who describes it as a porch rather than a mudroom, is asked about the entry.
Well, were you concerned at all about your personal safety? You've just walked into somebody's house. They could have been armed, right?
We weren't in the house proper. We were in the porch.
And what if Mr. Yezik thought that was part of his house?
I can't tell what Mr. Yezik would have thought.
Well, you haven't announced yourself as police officer, right?
No.
Referring to the back entrance leading to the mudroom, it states, the gate was unlocked. Officers knocked several times on the door, which opened with each knock.
Was that what you saw in that video?
No.
That's not accurate then,
No.
right? Do you know why Officer Hotnich would write up that, within hours of it happening and incorrectly?
No.
Once inside the mudroom, there is an interior wooden door that leads to the kitchen of the residence, not seen in the security footage. Back in November 2019, Yezik showed us the door and how it opened outward and not inward.
When you open this door, you can't open the door through you.
All these lies on police documents, sworn testimonies to go to court and screw somebody's life over. How is this jerk-off still a cop?
Do you know why Officer Hotnich would write up that?
I know why Hotnich would write that up on documents and swear under oath and do illegal things like all the illegal things we see him do so far just in this video alone. Because he can get away with it. Because after all this, he's still smoking that cigarette by the door. And he's got that job, folks. It does make you wonder why he's not on the books in see-through New York, though.
You have to step back, and when you open this door, there's what you see. All right, and when they opened that door, I was right here, and I yelled at him to stop.
According to the search warrant application, the door was partially opened from knocking.
So if I told you that the door to the kitchen opens outward towards the mudroom, what Officer Hotnich wrote there wouldn't be accurate either, would it?
No.
At that point, the officers are at the door that opens into the kitchen area. Patrol yelled out, hello, and a male subject said, come in, then said, who is it, according to the search warrant application written by Hotnich. At about this time, Yezik, who's seen here in his security footage sitting at the dining room table, jumps up, looks out a window, and then quickly moves from the dining room to the kitchen area where the officers are located.
He stood up from the table, turned around, and saw that there was 2 police officers there, and immediately asked us to get out.
Okay, did you get out?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
Why not?
As I stopped him as he approached me, I could see them
Green.
on the table.
All right, Erie County fam, hit that thumbs up if you think this blue line gangbanger Hotnich is lying on his deposition and his warrant application. And he's going to go ahead and say his probable cause is that he's seen it. Do you guys think he could see it from that doorway? Just like he knocked it open?
This is perhaps the most critical component of the legal battle, what the officers saw and when and where they saw marijuana.
Now remember, they are in the house without a search warrant, and Yezik claims he never gave permission to enter nor consented to a search.
Gowanda police officers Sean Hotnich and Richard Cooper are shown David Yezik's home security footage of the dining room. Keep in mind, there's a blue tin on the table with plastic bags inside that may or may not contain a quantity of
purple sticky punch.
Out of frame on a chair next to the table is a brown paper bag with
green
in plastic bags.
And what is it that you saw from the threshold of the kitchen leading into the dining room?
I saw
green.
Where?
On the table.
This is important because the incident report states patrol then observed 2 large bags of suspected
Northern Light
in plain view on the dining room table.
You told us that you could see from the threshold of the doorway leading into the dining room into that tin and see that there was
green
in those bags. I'm asking you what you see now when you came into the room and you picked them up. Let's talk about the first bag. Do you see anything at all, anything in that first bag?
I don't see a lot. I don't know. I can't see through the bag. I can't see through the bag. That's what I'm trying to say. So the second bag, I can't answer.
Okay.
The top bag looks relatively empty.
Okay, so from the video, you can't tell, but from the threshold of the kitchen leading in the dining room, you could tell there was
Green
in that bag.
Sir, I testified to the best of my recollection.
Well, sir, the best of your recollection is pretty important if you're going to use the plain view exception to justify your intrusion into Mr. Yezek's house. Isn't that right?
Attorney Anthony Rupp argues that there's no way the officers could have seen through or into the brown bag from the threshold of the kitchen into the dining room. It's something Yezek pointed out when he was interviewed.
That's right, fam. He's still working in Gowanda, and you really got to watch out for Sean because he can see around corners. So if you're driving down the road, there's a good chance Sean has the ability to see around your car door inside your glove compartment somehow. But that's probably why Gowanda keeps him on the force there, is because he's such a good visual inspector for illegal activity. Unless it's him, of course.
In November 2019.
Okay, so you can't see through the bag?
No, you couldn't see through the bag. And even if you go over to the door there, here, you can't even see.
Eventually, they're taken out of the bag and placed on the table as seen in this video footage. By then, the officers were already in the dining room with Yezek. But in the search warrant application, Hotnich writes, "The door was partially opened from knocking. As I opened, I observed a male familiar to me as David E. Yezek. I also observed a large amount of
skunk
on the dining room table."
You observed a large amount of
skunk
on the dining room table. I'll just ask you, is that an accurate or inaccurate statement?
What I saw when I walked in there was a considerable amount of marijuana.
All right, sir, you know what my question was.
Sure.
I also observed a large amount
green
on the dining room table. That is false, is it not?
Not an accurate statement, sir.
It is not an accurate statement.
Correct.
Make sure you leave your comments about what you think about all this. But I will tell you, it is a real troublesome to think that Gowanda would keep a man like this on the force, because if Sean can so blatantly lie on warrant applications and police documents, what happens when something serious happens, like a murder, and he's caught lying on these documents? You know what's going to happen.
Criminal case against David Yezek was dismissed.
Imagine one of your loved ones has something tragic happens to them, and this jerk-off comes and lies on police reports and gets that guy off scotch-free. We must demand that this guy no longer works for Gowanda or anywhere else as a police officer, folks.
Okay, I took over a few years ago as OIC, and one of my biggest things with taking over as OIC is changing the morale around here, changing the image of this place, and making it what it should be.
Do you guys believe that Gowanda could be what it should be with a liar like this on the force?
I'm a guy that's from the community. I'm a guy that has family from this area.
Officer in charge, that is the same as like
it's just not a civil service position. Gowanda is an entirely part-time department. We do not have any full-time officers. So the position of chief of police is technically what I would be, but the position chief of police is a civil service position. I could carry that title, but I don't feel like I earned it. So I go by officer in charge, which is sufficient for the state of New York. So, but with that said, this place has got a history, and it kind of has lingered for a long time.
I remember mainstream media was down here for a bit.
I mean, it was rough back here back in the day, and I saw it firsthand in my other job. So, but since then we've got some really good officers down here. We made some really good hires. We got the right guys. We don't have that mentality here. So, with that said, for you to go through something like that, it bugs me. Yeah. Okay, that's something that I'm going to look into, but I look at everything with a completely outside looking in point of view. There's people I've known for my whole life that I find something new out about them. Okay, so let me look at the video, send it to me, and then I will respond appropriately. I'm going to tell you straight up. Not gonna fire him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a fireable offense. Right, I mean, but I mean, like, come on, man.
Clear. No,
You know what is a fireable offense? Lying on warrant applications, lying on police depositions, all that's all a fireable defense. But in my opinion, it's nowhere near as fireable as a $770,000 lawsuit against the taxpayers. Well, which brings me back to wonder, why isn't Sean listed on Gowanda's payroll? Not that it should be this way, and like, people who watch it probably have a fit about it. Like, when somebody's pointing a camera at you and you're doing that, it just goes to show, like, what can that somebody do without a camera? The proof is in video evidence of what Hotnich will do if there's no video recorded evidence of what goes on. He's going to lie on the affidavits for warrants, and he's going to lie to ruin your life. Why is he still a cop? Makes you wonder. So I appreciate you. I'm not taking much of your time. I know you got your sick wife, so I'll let you get back to that.
Just for the record, and I, the camera's fine. That officer has been around a long time, and he's a good dude, and he's a salt of the earth guy, and that guy bends over backwards doing things for people in the community. He's a giver. And if you caught him like that, I'm guessing probably he's having a rough day.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him, and I'm not making excuses because I don't know that. I don't know if he's having a bad day or not, but I'm going to tell you right now, that dude is special. Like, he's just a guy that does things for others without asking for anything in return. So that's not generally how he acts.
After we all seen what we've seen, it makes you wonder, does this chief of lies, police, does he have liabilities? I was thinking he was a pretty good guy as I'm there, but now that we all know everything we know, is this guy just back in that blue line and covering for his blue line gangbanger who lies on reports? Leave your comments, folks, what you think about this.
He acts. I've not had one personnel complaint in my, I think, 3 years as OIC. I've not had one personnel complaint on him about anything like this. So let me address it, find out where the heck he's coming from, what kind of day, and I will absolutely 100% follow up with you and let you know how I made out.
Yeah, it's not like it's outrageous, complaint, but it's just little stuff. And I gotta publish it to the world, and so little stuff turns into big stuff. So you're gonna take care of it.
I know.
That's great.
It totally does. And then things get exacerbated, and next thing you know.
Next thing you know, the Gowanda police are coming in your house, exacerbating your rights, and entering your home unlawfully, then lying on documents to try to ruin your life. Sounds familiar. Blue line gangbanger, folks.
And next thing you know, it's on Channel 2 or it's somewhere else, and nobody's looking for that, man. And a guy who's got 25 years on the job, I just want to come in, go to work, make sure people are safe, and then go home and make sure my family's safe.
You're an officer somewhere else, or just
Yeah. I work full time for the county sheriff's office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Cattaraugus?
Yep. Right. But I've been all over. I worked City of Canandaigua. I've worked for the Village of Clyde. I've worked for the Village of Angelica. Back in my early years, obviously, I've settled down this way, but no, it's a.
How do you pronounce the last name?
Shields.
Ben Shields.
Yep. Right. Just how it's out there. Just out Sword and Shields.
I'm dyslexic. I'm the worst reader and speller and typer and speaker.
I get it.
But somehow I got a job doing it, so I do.
Yeah.
I appreciate you too. It's not too often that you can talk to the guy in charge.
No, dude.
Hiding behind doors and stuff.
Listen,
but
I'm not special.
I'm
just a guy. Just a guy trying to get the job done as much as possible, man.
You got it. Thank you.
Go on, be safe.
We live in a society now where people want to record how they discipline their child. People that might get mad with this video is the people that probably already embarrassed their child. You can discipline your child in their room. Take something away from them. If they act up, I'm like, son, you can't play the game.
You observed a large amount of
purple sticky punch
on the dining room table. I'll just ask you, is that an accurate or inaccurate statement?
What I saw when I walked in there was a considerable amount.
Lies.
All right, sir, you know what my question was.
Sure.
I also observed a large amount of
lies
on the dining room table. That is false. Is it
not an accurate statement, sir?
Not an accurate statement, sir. It is not an accurate statement.
Correct.
It's out in Erie County Fam.
Yeah. Corruption cruiser rolls into town. Our public servants better not clown. Our rights respected, no backing down. I audit them all, Constitution showdown. Turn on the camera, light up the dark. Erie County Fam making a mark. Power to the people, don't lose your spark. This dog will bite, not just bark. Bad cops scatter, they know the name. First Amendment on our side, we got no shame. Document them all, expose their games. Do it for the people, not for the fame. Turn on the camera, light up the dark. Erie County Fam making a mark. Power to the people, don't lose your spark. This dog will bite, not just bark. Flexing our rights, a man with a mission. Constitution on our side, never asked for permission. Taking pictures and videos and hey, might just take a piece of public candy. Turn on the camera, light up the dark. Erie County Fam making our mark. Power to the people, don't lose your spark. This dog will bite, not just bark. Here come the government dogs with their charges and cuffs, barking up the wrong tree, acting so tough. We'll FOIL request the body cams and all their reports. Brittany Penn, Berthy gonna neuter them in court. Turn on the camera, light up the dark. Erie County Fam making our mark. Power to the people, don't lose your spark. This dog will bite, not just bark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, fam. We out.
You pull the Constitution out of your pockets in here. Like that was supposed to prove something.
First Amendment, freedom of the press.
You have every right to film. Oh, here, there.
Your name is not Dan, Erie County.
This isn't Erie County.
Yeah.
Sure it is. I'm here as Dan, Erie County.
Legitimate? Maybe. Official?